Republicans take over the House of Representatives, and the first thing that they're going to do, the first thing that they do is they are going to allow their rich donors to get away with murder. Let's talk about it. We funded the training and hiring of 87,000 new IRS agents because we had mass retirements. There's a mandatory retirement age for criminal investigators in the IRS. There's a mandatory retirement age for auditors. There's a mandatory retirement age. Before you even talk about the losses we had due to COVID, we saw an aging population within the IRS employees cause a hiring crisis for us. And why is it a hiring crisis? Why is this such a big deal? A new IRS agent, they call them baby agents because they're about as capable as an infant. Not because they're not bright people, they're extremely bright people, but because the job is so technical. Let me give you an example. Tell me what the IRS tax code says. Yeah, that's right. You don't know. You don't know. They don't know when they get hired. They have to be trained to understand that. I mean, that complex ass tax code that everybody hates, they've got to know it back and forward because they've got to investigate things on a criminal basis. I mean, they have to look at people that are huge Republican frickin' donors that think they're entitled to all of our infrastructure without paying for it. The IRS has to be able to look at their complex taxes. You know, that's something else. You tell me what a crime looks like in corporate taxes. You don't know. You don't know what that looks like. Neither does a new baby agent. And all of our most experienced agents have been retiring and are retiring over the next few years. And believe me, Republicans love that. They love that. They don't want us to have the infrastructure in place to audit them. They don't want to be caught when they are taking their tax burden and shoving it onto you. Because that's what it is when these corporate bastards cheat on their taxes. Those burdens don't go away. They're just pushing it onto you. And Republicans want that. Everything they do screws the common American. They don't give a damn about us. They don't. All they care about are those wealthy, sick, corrupt sons of bitches that write them checks. And that's what this is all about. And they're taking something like the IRS, which has a huge net negative number, and they're lying about it because they know people don't like the IRS. So they think they'll believe any negative thing they say. Well, I'm here for it, folks. I am here to straighten this shit out because I'm telling you, we need those investigators. They have to be highly trained and skilled. And that's what we're doing. And they are trying to make sure that we don't have them. They're trying to keep us from having a functioning government so that the people that write them checks, so that Lauren Boebert can go from being in massive debt to being worth several $1 million in a matter of just a couple years, being in Congress. Magically that happened. They don't want us to be able to go after the people that write them those checks. And it's the first thing they do. They have no shame. These IRS agents must be hired and trained now. Now, because we're already behind the 8 ball. We've already started losing these experienced agents. And they know it. They know it. They know they're crippling the IRS. They know they're keeping the IRS from going after their wealthy donors. These, you know, you'll hear about somebody every once in a while that has a small business that gets an audit and they get reamed because they aren't reporting their taxes accurately. So everybody has this negative butthurt feeling about the IRS when it's just pay your damn taxes. I've always paid my taxes, always. You know, a lot of good people get audited and they get money back because the auditors find that they underreported. I mean, you know, they underreported their deductions. That happens, folks, a lot for the average, everyday, common person. You know, people, what an audit looks like for you and me, because our taxes are so simple, is we get a letter in the mail that says, hey, we took a look at your taxes, we calculated them, and a lot of times it'll just say, hey, you know what, you screwed up in in our favor, we owe you $200. Yeah, that happens in audits. It does. It really happens. The IRS really doesn't care. They care about accuracy. They don't care if it's more money out of you or if they owe you money. Those auditors don't care about that. And you never see them or hear from them because the average American, our taxes are so simple. It's those sorry bastards that have been undermining our society for the last several decades that want this to happen. They want this to happen. They want us to be incapable of going after them when they steal and force their infrastructure costs on us. I want you to think about this. Think about, just pick a major, Amazon, pick a major corporation out of the air. You know, nothing against Amazon, just think about it. Think about the amount of infrastructure Amazon uses. The roads, the ports, the airports, everything, the employees that they have, everything that goes into their lives to make sure that they've got the ability to go to work for Amazon. All of that infrastructure Amazon benefits from, and they pay fuck all for taxes. You know, they'll sit there and say, oh, well, we paid a couple $1 million. How much did you pay? Well, okay, let's take a look at total revenues. Oh, you didn't pay shit, did you? I paid a big chunk of my revenues. How much of your revenues did you pay in taxes? Next to nothing, or in most cases, nothing. These corporate bastards push their expenses on you constantly, and we are the only first world nation that allows this to happen. The only one. All these sons of bitches pay taxes in other countries. You know, that's what this is about. To keep the United States of America in a position that we cannot be fair, that we cannot take care of our own people. We cannot have the infrastructure in place to make sure that we have a decent, fair playing field for our workers. It's always bent towards the corporations, always. You know, folks, I love my country, I do, but we do not have the best system in place for our people. We don't. We just don't. Not education, not healthcare, not employment and employment protections, none of that. We are not leading the world in any of that. Any of it. Republicans and their rich, wealthy ass corporate donors take massive advantage of that. They damn near destroyed the unions. The unions are reviving. They're growing again because people are learning. You need to pay attention to this subject. 87,000 IRS agents. You need to pay attention to this because these agents work for you. They work for you. They will make sure that those wealthy bastards pay their fair share in taxes so they can't push their tax burden, which doesn't go away if nobody pays it. It's still out there. Somebody's going to get hit with it. And they are more than happy to sit in Congress and screw you. They are. You know, you look at Rick Scott, and he's talking about taking away Social Security and Medicare benefits, saying we need skin in the game. Baby, we've got all the skin in the game. You've got none. None, because most of you major corporate bastards pay no taxes. And it's bullshit. It's time it ended. It's time this shit ended. And this investment in 87,000 agents to make sure the IRS can go forward from here and still have the ability, the infrastructure, the people in place to do its job to keep those rich bastards from running us over completely is a good start. I love you folks. It's old Texas Paul. We don't have one of those rich bastards funding us. It's all you, baby. It's all you. 100% you. So please, if you can, go out and buy you a Texas Paul shirt. Go out and buy you a Convict 45 shirt. Take a look at the guy's Patreon page. It pays all the bills around here. I know you get tired of people asking you for money. I do too, but it's what pays the bills around here, folks. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a follow. Love you, folks. Don't take any Republican bullshit. We got 2 years before we kick their asses out of office. Focus.
At MeidasTouch, we are unapologetically pro-democracy, and we demand justice and accountability. That's why we're spreading our message to Convict 45. That's right, gear up right now with your Convict 45 tees and pins at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com.